comic book friends, I'm Travis.
And I am the Disembodied Voice.
And this is...
Monster Comic Review.
That's right. Been a very long time since I've done Monster Comic Review. I got somebody to talk comics with, so I'm going to do it.
Yes, I came out of comic book purgatory and read up.
What, in the last week you probably read 100 plus comics?
I think so.
To get caught up?
It was worth it.
Awesome. So, we're going to jump right into comics, somewhat in alphabetical order. I mean, I've got comics at the very end that aren't in alphabetical order, but we'll talk about those when we get to those. So we're going to start out with, oh, the glare. Thought I had to figure out how to hold it. Batman Rebirth, issue number 1, because there's only one issue of Batman Rebirth.
Well, imagine that.
And then we'll go into Batman number 1. What do you think? What do you think of the new Rebirth? And Batman in particular.
I don't know that there's that much difference in the Batman versus previous Batman. I mean, he's just, you know, literally been reborn in a way, and so he's kind of starting over with a new body. You know, his body is all beautiful.
Right from the New 52 Batman.
But it's not like he had a love interest or, you know, anything like that was taken away from him. It was just his maturity, and they just kind of left him as somehow still being the world's greatest detective, even though he had been, you know, rewound back to a younger age.
Right.
So I don't really, we'll see. I
So,
think Arthur is, Arthur? Apparently I am off in movies about drunk men. Alfred.
Been drinking.
I have not.
Okay.
Ethan will watch this and he'll be like, see, I knew it. Secret Lush.
Yes.
Anyway, Alfred is different because I think he is still feeling major regret that Bruce Wayne can't just be Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And I still don't know what the avocado thing is.
I was going to ask, is that what the avocado's about? Is that what you feel like he's still feeling good? He picks that avocado at the beginning, which seems like it's no big deal. It's just something he's doing. But then he throws the kind of he halves an avocado and throws it down into the
Batcave at the
into the Batcave, or the actual part, the literal Batcave, not Bruce's Batcave, but the Batcave cave.
Right. It starts out being spring, and then it goes through all the seasons because Calendar Man is advancing the season.
Sure, well, he's
somehow.
forcing everything to, right.
Right, so he can go back to spring and try and kill everybody with his spores.
Uh-huh.
And so it starts out in spring and it ends in spring. It starts out with an avocado, ends with an avocado. But I think in a way, the procession of the seasons is also kind of like a procession of the maybe Alfred's realization that no matter what, Batman's going to be Batman, and there's nothing you can do about it. So this new renewal of the avocado, because it's spring, and spring is rebirth and renewal, and then it just, he tosses it, because all of the brand new beautiful Bruce is going to be eaten up by being Batman, just the same way that previous Bruce's body was eaten up by being Batman. There's no real change in Bruce Wayne now that he's come back into himself.
Okay, so you're basically saying this is just more Scott Snyder Batman. There's nothing about this that's other than a cool new take on Calendar Man, because this new take on Calendar Man is
that was pretty awesome. I had
Yeah.
no idea that it was different because I
Yeah.
don't know very much about Calendar Man.
yeah yeah.
And of course, it's the introduction of what's his name, the former Robin guy.
Yeah, Duke, which I don't like Duke. I don't care for Duke at all. Duke falls into the same category as Tim, you know, being the second greatest detective. They just they sneeze and they know that Bruce Wayne is Batman and all that BS. So I don't care for that
And
at
I
all.
understand where you're coming from.
I don't care for that at all.
I want to see him interacting with Damian. I don't know. I want to see more Bruce, and then I'll tell you whether or
Yeah.
not it's
Well, my call is this is just not Snyder's book. I mean, Scott Snyder co-wrote this along with Tom King. I don't see a bit of Tom King in this book. To me, it's all Snyder. It feels like a Snyder book. Everything about it feels like a Snyder book. So, you know, it was a fine Batman story. Like I said, I love the Calendar Man aspect of it. But nothing about this really feels like it's moved the dial anywhere. You know, as far as you know, kind of what we know about with what happened in the rebirth as far as the universe goes, from what we've been given last week from that, and from the other rebirth books that we'll talk about in this video. This largely feels status quo, other than Duke showing up, and clearly they gave Duke a new uniform that we're going to see at some point. I mean,
Right, and see what
so
they call him,
so
'cause
he's
it's
not
not gonna be a
Robin,
Robin.
he's some other whatever, which will be fine. I mean, I prefer that than him being yet another Robin.
I'm pretty sure that Damien
Because I'm
will stand
hoping,
for another
well, I'm
Robin.
hoping that he also then carries on a different role. Because I mean, he does. That's the one thing I did like about Duke in this is he basically says, "Dude, I don't want to be your Robin, kind of
Right,
thing.
I want to come live with you, and
I want to be my own, do my own thing, And so basically, Batman kind of says, "Well, I've got a plan for you, but it's a completely different plan. It's not a Robin plan." So I am interested as far as that goes. So maybe I won't dislike Duke quite so much if he's playing some other role. This is a fine comic. The art is beautiful. Mikel Janon's art is gorgeous as always. So that made it
the
really cool.
rebirth scene of Calendar Man is just
Oh,
really,
right.
really, really
Digs
well
out of his
drawn.
husk.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
really well drawn.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Different person coloring Janon. Used to be Cox all the time. So I don't know what happened with that or why that was, but I still like the coloring on the two and whatnot. But yeah, fine book. But I mean, to me, nothing about this made me think, nothing about it made me really.
Well, because the thing that was taken away from him that was the love in his story was Damien, and he spent, a jillion issues bringing Damien back to life. So
That's a completely different comic. That's not even Batman. It's Batman and Robin.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that
It's not a bit.
if in the original Rebirth comic book they're saying that, what was missing has been love all this time.
Well, not just that, legacy and a whole bunch of other stuff.
That's true. Okay.
So clearly, we know what part of the whole rebirth thing you hung on to was the marriage and love thing, huh?
Of course,
Okay.
because this next thing.
So yeah, but there's not anything necessarily going on there in Green Arrow Rebirth.
I'm disembodied, so you can't see my eyes roll back into my head.
You could hear it though, couldn't you? Because I could.
Click, click, click. Yeah, no, this is a boy meets girl story.
Yes and no. You reduce it down to that, and it's just dumb.
No, it's not, because it's not dumb.
Well, then it's not just that.
That's not why we quit reading Neuromancer.
Good grief. Green Arrow Rebirth. I'll say right off the top that of the Rebirth books that came out this week, this is by far my favorite. I loved it. It touches back on all the things in a lot of ways that kind of are hallmark old Ollie Green Arrow kind of stuff. I mean, he blatantly says, "I'm a social justice warrior," kind of thingy here. Fully embracing that. I mean, I know there's a huge chunk of the internet that is rolling their eyes over, wreck the world with social justice. But anyway, I liked it. I mean, I like the fact that he kind of gets called on it to some degree, though, too. Is there a certain amount of hypocrisy here in the fact that how can you fight the man if you are the man? I'm going to love that if they continue to address that. Black Canary's in this. I mean, I like how they address Black Canary because she just kind of happens to be around. They run into each other, and there's not because after reading the DC Universe Rebirth, I wasn't sure if there was suddenly all these people are going to be back operating like old, and they don't. And we left with that not knowing exactly how that's going to affect the Rebirth and the new universe and whatnot. And it felt to me like in this that maybe they knew each other but didn't really know each other, or maybe they, I mean, you could read it a lot of different ways depending on how you wanted to sell. Did this whole changing of the universe, did that scatter magical pixie dust on everything and make everything all whatever, or is it just the fact these two have chemistry? They have some
right.
So it's a combination of they used to be but aren't anymore, but that's still kind of there. I just really liked it.
I think that I like the idea that these two people, in whatever reality they would be put in, would have chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that makes Ollie and Dinah
Right.
would be drawn to one another.
Right. I'm excited to see what the book's going forward. I mean, for me, I like the two of them as a couple because they're a really complicated couple. They are not an easy couple.
No.
There have been a lot of years, and like Ollie has done incredibly douchey things to her in the past that they've had to try and figure out and work through. I mean, that was for me one of the great things about the character before the New 52 was he had all this history of he's a hero and whatnot, and he tries to be the honorable guy, but he makes lots of really bad decisions, and he's had to pay for those bad decisions and try and work that all through and whatnot. And then here's this woman who has the patience to allow some of that work through, but in the 52, of course, they just shut it all down.
I know.
You know, kind of
and
thing.
I thought they had a really interesting, you know.
Which would have been
interesting
fine.
marriage.
Which would have been fine if they would have wrote it better than it was written. But anyway, so I'm excited for all of those aspects in it. The art in this by Otto Schmidt. He's going to be half the artist on the book. The cover artist is the other artist that's going to be on the
cool.
book. So Juan Ferreira, the guy who's currently doing Suicide Squad, also did the art on the second half of the art on Gotham by Midnight.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna get some cool art all the way through it. I mean, this guy, I'm not familiar with Schmidt's art beyond this issue, and I love this issue. I love the dynamic, you know, of it and whatnot. The poses, the fighting, and all that was all really cool. I like the enemy, this kind of, you know, weird auction. We've seen stuff like that in Gotham before. You know, the kind of auction house stuff way back in the beginning of Snyder's detective run. But I think this is different. You know, I don't know the whole.
Yeah, because the people don't look like normal people.
Right, they look more
almost
vampire
look like
underground
vampire-y
things.
looking people.
But clearly, if they're leaving Seattle, that means, you know, he's going to travel. It's not like he's going to be stuck being just in Seattle. So that's cool too. If he's going to go travel around and whatnot, we'll see how long Black Canary actually sticks with him. I mean, she can't be in this book all the time because she does have a book she's going to be in beyond this. So. Yeah, I'm really excited. It feels to me like, because Percy is the guy
Pardon me.
who was writing the book this last time I dropped it again with the whole werewolf lycanthrope disease thing
yeah.
going on, was just bland. This was exciting. So I don't know if he's reinvigorated. I don't know if the editors, I mean, if the editors said, hey, embrace all this old cool stuff that was there, use it, do it, or what, but he promises that the first arc is up from here. That up to like issue 5 is the end of the first story arc. That it just gets, each issue is better and better than the last one. So, yeah.
Good. You didn't say anything about the beard.
Do you want me to complain?
No, I'm just surprised you didn't say that one of the things you love is that the beard is a beard.
Well, of course. But it's not a full beard though. He had a full beard.
I know, but I like that.
And he caved. He caved to the evil people making fun of his full
Don't do
beard.
that. Don't do that, bearded people. Embrace the beard.
At any rate, no, that's cool. That's a given, I guess, for me. That's like,
And you know that when I really last read Green Arrow before the run that, you know, when you were collecting and then you stopped collecting. So the Green Arrow before the New 52 that I had read with you
right.
was the one where it was he and Canary and they were in Seattle and, you know, they were running Sherwood Florist and
That was a million years ago. Though.
I know it was, and he wasn't using trick arrows or
That's 1986 or so.
Oh God.
No, I'm not old. You are.
No. I'm born the same year.
Any rate, yeah, way back. But that's when their relationship was pretty dicey, though.
Yeah, they.
Grell wrote him as. I mean, there are aspects of that run that I like, and aspects of that run that I don't care for, as far as.
And I loved the pre-wedded and wedded.
Oh yeah, the whole Judd Wittig era
Yeah.
of.
I thought that Winnick did a great job.
Sure. Anyway, happy to have it back. It feels
It-
like back.
It looks,
right?
yeah, that's
else to say about
definitely a
this?
rebirth I can get excited about. No.
Green Lantern's rebirth, because we're huge Green Lantern fans at my house.
Sure.
Huge. So this is Green Lanterns with Simon Boz and
I'm so sorry, I do not remember.
is it
her
Jennifer?
name.
Is
I
it
don't
Jennifer
remember.
Cruz? Jessica Cruz.
Yes, that's right, because I remember thinking another person named Jessica in comic books.
Yeah, it's Jessica Cruz. There are more Jessicas? Jessica Jones? Who else?
What's Spider-Woman's name?
Oh, yeah. Jessica Drew. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but this is DC Universe.
I know it's DC Universe.
But anyway, so I'm interested in those two characters themselves. Had a good conversation with Sam Humphries, who's one of the writers on this. Jeff Johns is the writer on it too. I'm not a huge Jeff Johns fan as far as writing in the last 5, 6, well, since New 52. I haven't been super excited by his work. I'm not a Lantern fan though. I mean, all joking aside, never really have been. I like Jon Stewart. Don't like Hal Jordan.
No,
And Hal Jordan in this issue pretty much is the epitome of part of why I don't like about Hal Jordan. He shows up in this and just acts like he's some arrogant stud who knows it all and tells them how it's all going to be.
Boz says, because there's a new Lantern, so he thinks that a Lantern died.
Right.
He's like, please, but let it be Hal Jordan.
Yeah. Was it Hal Jordan or was it the redheaded guy, which I'm drawing a blank on his name is? Guy Gardner. Sure it's not Guy Gardner?
Maybe it is Guy Gardner.
I think it's Guy Gardner. Nobody cheers for Hal Jordan to go down except for me.
Because he's got an ego the size
And we're going to get thumbs down now because...
We're going to get thumbs down anyway.
Well, we'll get thumbs down. Every time I badmouth Hal Jordan, I get thumbs down. I don't know where it's at, but I'm almost positive that it was Guy Gardner is the one they were hoping would be going.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because
that's the shtick.
I wasn't reading it with, a fine-tooth comb.
This was my least favorite of the ones that came out this week.
Me too, but mostly because I'm not a huge Lantern person.
Well, for me, I guess it introduces the kind of the buddy cop kind of that's going to be our
that you have to work together, and one of them thinks that.
So I mean, and then of course at the end of this we get Red Lanterns. I'm interested. I mean, I'm interested in those characters, and I'm interested in what they're going to do. If it becomes a standard run-of-the-mill, the Guardians go say do this, you gotta go do this, and then you kind of feel like you're in conflict with what the Guardians are telling you to do, type Green Lantern story, I don't know how long I'll be on board, but I am curious about these two characters. You've got a recovering agoraphobic.
I thought that was interesting.
Who was powering at one point, and then we've got Sam Boz, who is a not a terrorist, but clearly still marked as a terrorist in the eyes of most people. Plus the fact he's just weird. He carries a freaking gun, and he's a Green Lantern. That to me is bizarre. I'm going to hang around for a while. I'm at least going to hang around while it's cheap
Sure.
to hang around. I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of a, whatever, comic.
Yep.
Yeah? Anything you
Yeah,
wanna-
it wasn't, no, it was okay.
The last of the Rebirth issues this time around, Superman. What'd you think?
Well, I'm also not the biggest Superman person, but I enjoyed it. I liked the conversation between, very surprised. Oh crap! What's her name?
What are the Lanes? Lana
Yeah.
Lane?
Yeah, it was Lana Lang.
Lana Lane?
That was kind of, as she's sitting there, getting ready to bury him in Smallville.
Well, she's going to steal his body from the crypt, the crypt he's in, because the Superman from New 52 is dead. So, she's going to steal the body because she promised Clark that she'd bury him next to, if he would ever die, that she would bury him with...
Right, with his parents.
With his parents there in Kansas.
And I think that's very sweet that she was going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's interesting him speaking to her about his own rebirth, and also the fact that she just magically, suddenly knows where this Fortress of Solitude is. Just because she needs to know it, somehow she knows it, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah. I really like this issue of Superman. We're curious to see if Superman keeps his beard.
I know. Bearded Superman, that's almost the first thing I said.
I
like long-haired, rejuvenated Superman, too.
You like mullet Superman?
His hair was not short in the front.
Mullet Superman. Oh, okay. We'll go drag out some of those Superman books from that era. And when he
Okay,
came
if he
back,
had a mullet,
he
never
was
mind.
hardcore mullet
No,
Superman.
thank you. No, thank you. I was
Yeah.
shoulder-length hair Superman.
Party in the back,
No, thank you.
whatever in the front.
It's business in the front.
Is that what
party
it
in
is?
the back.
Ah, okay. I don't know.
We
But
survived
at any
the
rate,
80s.
so at least see, you even know the whole mullet thing.
Well, yeah, I survived the 80s.
At any rate, so I really, I mean, not, I mean, I don't dislike Superman, but I don't, I mean, I try Superman all the time and then end up not keeping it because it just never holds my interest completely. I really like this issue because this issue informs me basically kind of what the heck was going on, you know, for the end of the New 52 Superman. It kind of gives me a synopsis of, well, kind of gives us a history of where the living Superman and the dead Superman, how they got to where they're at right
Yes.
now, which was all really interesting to me as far as just kind of giving a quick. So for me, as far as a rebirth issue, this was a great, what I feel like a transition between what happened to the old Superman
sure,
and
that
the new
makes sense.
and the new Superman we're gonna get, because the new Superman we're gonna get is married and has a kid.
Right, exactly.
So I needed to know how that happened, and this book was a perfect for that. Whereas some of these other rebirth books, I don't know that they're giving me a transition. They just give me a new feel, like the Green Arrow gave me a new feel. Batman did nothing, as far as I mean, it was a fine Batman book, but it did nothing. And I wouldn't know about the Green Lantern because it just was.
Right.
Whereas this one to me felt like a definite transition because it gave us this is what happened, this is what we're hoping for. Oh well, it's not going to happen. I'm taking on the mantle now. And
Right.
why? How come he is who he is, ways of the beard, why he knows what he knows,
Sure.
and all that kind of stuff. So,
And do you completely disregard the chance of Superman coming back?
no, oh no.
I mean,
No one dies in the big two comic books. Not really. You
Sure.
know. So, there's always a possibility. Do I expect we're going to see him anytime remotely soon? No.
I would hope not.
No, but that's something that they can mine later on when they go do the next reboot and they decide that they want this last Superman back again. They can get the angry red-eyed Superman back. So,
Okay. I didn't read it, so I don't know. I read this, but I
Right.
didn't read the previous.
Right.
Superman. So.
Yeah, but you read him in things though. You read him in Superman Unchained, and you read him in the Justice League when you were reading those.
That's true.
That version of Superman. But yeah, so I'm interested. I'm interested to see what
I'm
the
interested
Superman,
in bearded Family Guy
what the
Superman.
Superman, right? What the Superman thing is going to be about. That's going to be interesting. And the book. Sorry, I've neglected to talk creators on all these books, but Tomasi, of course, wrote this issue. He's going to be writing all the Superman stuff. Patrick Gleason is going to be doing part of the Superman stuff, which is, of course, that's the team that did the great run of Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we're going to get a family dynamic, because their family dynamic was awesome with Damian and Batman. So I'm excited because of that. This issue was done by Doug Mackey, and I'm not a big fan of Doug Mackey, but this art was great. I mean, this art was fine. It was really good, surprisingly. So I don't know if he had lots of time to really work on it, and as the time constraints get worse, it's going to get worse or what, but lots of times I'm really kind of, but I enjoyed that.
Okay.
On to Spider Women, the end of the crossover that we only picked up Alpha, this is Omega, and we picked up the Spider Women thing.
Right. We
Yeah.
collected Spider Woman because that's what we're collecting.
Right. Got much to say about this?
It's okay. I mean,
It ended, it was kind of cute, fine.
exactly. I think, yes, because I don't.
We have no
don't think
attachment
that
to
was
Silk
Silk
or
or
Gwen, so it doesn't really, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty much here for the Jessica show.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
So,
love the fact that she's taking her kid with her everywhere now.
on to the Jessica show.
Yes! Yay!
This is Spider-Woman number 8. That wonderful sardine canned cover with her crawling out. And it says there,
And it's tomato sauce.
in tomato sauce with onions.
You
Of
can
course,
just imagine how delicious that
something's
is.
fishy, and of course that's Tiger Shark back in there.
Yep.
Love it. We never really did get plus Porcupine against the Diapers from Hell.
Well, no, it's
Not
just
really.
a fun little...
Yes, I know.
But he does call in the middle of the fight.
Sure. So, what do we think?
I continue to love this
Dennis
book.
Hopeless and
New-
Rodriguez.
New Mother Spider-Woman, New Mother Jessica is amazing. She kicks ass. She loves her child. I love Porcupine. I think
Roger's an awesome babysitter,
he's
right?
the best. I mean, the whole pancakes at the end, and she's like, always
Right.
chocolate chip. And
Right.
he's like, no, these bananas ones are pretty good. I don't know. I like the whole thing. And then it's nice to see the reporter who's not
Ben.
dead because it's not Daredevil television show.
Right, Ben Urich.
Yeah, it's nice to see him.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're back to the whole thing. The art in it continues to be
yeah.
fabulous.
The Octopus Jacuzzi is
Yeah,
fabulous.
yes.
Not that she calls it that. And
Yeah.
that whole room is a really cool.
I love this fight scene. Instead of making a whole bunch of broken up panels of fighting, it's just one giant panel, and it's a ball, a sea of Tiger Shark and her
Exactly.
just wailing the hell out of each other, and I really enjoy it. But really, it's a book about a lady and her baby. This is just a giant brawl.
Well, yeah.
This issue.
She's
No, it's
got
freaking cool. But I mean,
stuff to do.
it's really cool. I mean, like I said, the art in it is awesome. There's lots of and they have this really great way Dennis Hopeless does of throwing in just the right amount of levity at the right times to make you laugh, even though there's stuff going on. Here Roger's talking to her on the phone. He's in the foreground. Talking
About pajamas.
about which pajamas you should be
The boy
wearing.
doesn't like wet hair. Doesn't like night sweat.
Right. And she's talking, and at the very end he realizes that
It's like you're not
supposed to be talking and fighting. No, talking and fighting. We got rules. So yeah. I mean, that's just it's an excellent
really-
comic.
it's
I
really
think
good.
that I think the book's gonna get screwed again now because I think we're gonna roll into Civil
The
War II
war thing, yeah.
silliness, but
I hope not too much. This has just been so great. I've absolutely loved it because
yeah.
you
Now
can't-
casual at home, they're eating their pancakes. It's really awesome. There, she's breastfeeding. It's just no big deal. It's just all
Yeah.
part of life.
and she's in her jammies. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also liked. Oh no, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh well,
Great comic.
very.
Really, everybody should be picking up. I think it's one of Marvel's best books.
I agree.
Um,
It and probably Ms. Marvel are my two absolute favorite Marvel books right now.
I like this better than Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, me too currently.
And
because I can relate to it. It's
yeah, that's
I
part of
haven't
it. I
been
don't
15 for a while, but I
Right.
really remember being a new parent.
right. So I don't know how it goes over quite as well with people who aren't parents, maybe. But it's an awesome book. Everybody should be buying it. Go buy it.
It is really, really
Go
good.
buy it so nothing happens to it. But anyway, I don't know how many issues are going to get bogged down with
We'll hope for
the
best.
Civil War stuff. Well, one of the main instigators of the Civil War is her best friend. So Carol Danvers,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Captain Marvel. She's half of the whole whatever the fight's going to be. That book did come out this week. I didn't buy it.
Oh okay.
And as a side note, Green Arrow Rebirth outsold Civil War #1.
Da-da-da. Good.
That's crazy. That it beat out a Marvel event book. Sold
Well,
over 90,000 copies.
Do you think it's
Sold over
combination
90,000 copies.
between old Green Arrow fans, current DC fans, plus maybe people who are a fan of the television
To the
show
show.
Arrow who want to jump on?
Sure, and this is a place to do it at.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of all that stuff, I think. Plus the price, the reason it's probably sold better than like Civil War did, the price tag for issue #1 of Civil War is $6
Holy crap.
versus $2.99.
Drawing the line at $2.99.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's it for books that you read this week. There's two other
Right,
books that I picked
yeah,
up. So I
just
picked up.
couldn't do it.
I picked up Punisher. I told the Disembodied Voice that I wasn't going to keep collecting this. I was just racing to catch up on books. There was no reason to read it.
And I didn't.
Story is okay. Covers are cool. Art, of course, is by Steve Dillon, which I don't like, and it was lots of Steve Dillonism in this issue. I don't think it really moved anything forward, especially well, story-wise either. But I just don't care for the art, so I'm not going to talk about it too long because I don't want to dog on it because I'm saving all of my dogging for this monstrosity. This world's
3 or
greatest
4.
comic magazine, Deadpool issue #13. It actually is Deadpool issue #13, and it is Daredevil issue, whatever issue it's on, .1. Iron Fist, whatever issue it's on, .1. And also Deadpool issue number 13.1. So everybody's
Four
like...
stories.
4 stories. And literally, it's super thick. I mean, it is 4 comics. I counted 76 pages of actual comic book
Wow.
stuff.
If you were a Deadpool fan and it was any good, that would be awesome.
10 books. 10 books. And everybody's like, that watched my haul videos, like, what the? Travis, who hates Deadpool, picked up, and not only picked up a Deadpool book, picked up this monstrosity.
A $10 Deadpool book.
Well, because of course, I had heard, of course, the Daredevil part's written by Soul.
Yeah, we like Daredevil.
And Power Man Iron Fist is written by Walker. So I thought, okay, so at least half the book should be good, right?
Shouldn't suck.
50-50? No. It was bad. It was bad all the way through.
Because Deadpool's in there Deadpooling it all up, right?
Yeah, exactly. It just dumbed everything down. I mean, so Typhoid Mary's in this.
Ooh, and she's usually such an interesting and complex
No.
character.
No, but and Deadpool's mad. Basically, the basic plot line is there's this guy who was making investments. He's on Wall Street, typical Wall Street investor. He's gotten a whole bunch of the mob's money. Maybe he doesn't realize it's the mob's money. He invests it in bad investments. They lose all the money. The mob wants their money back. So they show up. The guy runs from the mob, runs to Deadpool, because, of course, that's the mercenary you're going to hire, right, if you need help. And Deadpool wants nothing to do with him, because, of course, he's a dirtbag Wall Street guy. Why would you save a dirtbag Wall Street guy? And then he mentions that, all these people are out to get him, and one of the people he mentions was Typhoid Mary. And Deadpool's like, oh, I'm on. Because I guess in the past, Typhoid Mary raped him, acted like she was somebody else, and he had sex with her, and he thought he was in love with somebody, and somebody could love him. But he makes kind of a joke out of it.
Well, that's too bad.
So
That's something you make a joke out of.
Exactly. I mean, I get Deadpool makes a joke out of everything, right? But it's hard to take it. But you do, right? I mean, his situation sucks, and so that's that's part of his character. Is that's his coping mechanism. But it got delivered wrong. I mean, I understand it's his coping mechanism to make a ball out of it, but they didn't do a good job of making it serious and him making a ball out of it.
Gotcha.
It just came across as being, yeah, okay, whatever. So he gets in a fight with her a couple different times and clearly isn't really that mad at her. I mean, it comes down to it. It was... If you're gonna put that in there, it just feels like it needs to be sincere in some way or another. Don't use it as a punchline, as the reason to have a vendetta against her. To me, it was pretty piss poor, as far as that goes. The Daredevil part was kind of dumb. He was buried there. Lots of blind man gags and jokes about clearly you got all these other senses if you're blind, kind of thing.
Okay.
At one point, Deadpool gets his head lit on fire by Typhoid Mary, so it burns his eyelids shut, so he's blind for a while. And so, of course, there's all this blind gag things. Then a laptop that they need gets taken to the dump, so he hires Paramount Iron Fist to help him dig through the garbage to look for the laptop. So you get lots of... The only part that was funny in it is there's a conversation between Power Man and Iron Fist where Power Man is describing the difference between Icky and Fiddle Faddle. It's all context. Icky is the stuff that comes out of her daughter's bottom when she's potty training, and Fiddle Faddle is when you're out digging in a bunch of garbage, and you get tied up in a bunch of Icky diapers. So that part is funny.
Oh dear.
So that little bit, though, through pages, are funny. The rest of the time, they spend their time going, I really hate Deadpool. I really, really hate Deadpool.
And you're thinking, same.
And I'm like, same here. So what are you doing in the comic? Because if you were in the comic, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, kind of a thing. And I have to admit, partially, I got suckered into this because that whole Icky Fiddle Faddle thing was a conversation I had with Walker at Emerald City Comic Con that was coming. So I kind of wanted to see that too, but no, it was not worth it. This was just bad. It was really bad. It's like all the current Deadpool stuff. It's bad. Sorry, Deadpool fans. I don't like Duggan's writing. I don't like the character. There's not enough about him that's genuine to make the rest of it funny. There has to be some basis of the story that seems genuine in some sense for the way they're trying to use the character, for the character work, in my opinion. You know, otherwise they need to take it further. They're not taking it far enough, in my opinion. They need to take it clear, totally over the top, and make it 100% cartoonish. Make it Looney Tunes, old Looney Tunes, instead of a Marvel comic.
Sure, I understand what you're saying.
So not worth money. Rarely do I really feel like a company needs to pay me back, and I kind of feel like Marvel needs to pay me back for that. So, I think that's it.
Okay.
Was it a good week of superhero comics?
For the most part, it was.
I'm interested in all the other Rebirth
the
stuff.
Rebirth ones. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was looking forward to them, and then I just started reading them first, and I actually enjoyed them.
So, what was the best comic of the week?
It's Spider-Woman.
Yeah, same here. Spider-Woman, and followed right behind by Green Arrow. Just excited to see Green Arrow back remotely close to where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Excited about that. But yeah, the Spider-Woman was just a freaking awesome book.
It is a great book.
On a number of levels. You had her just stop being the superhero. She's awesome and fun. And then the whole mother aspect of it, the new mom aspect of it is a riot too. So, all right, that's it. We're done.
See you next time.
Bye. Don't do that.
Don't hurt yourself.